What's going on, guys? So I could not be bothered doing anything today, but no excuses. We're gonna go do something. I need to find a tape measure. So first things first is we are going to measure the height from the floor to the top of this enclosure, because we have to put some supports in there, because this is bowing, and if I put anything else in these enclosures, they're all completely empty, they're gonna start getting heavy. So the heavier they are, the more pressure is gonna come down on the glass. So yeah, and eventually if you load it up too much, it's gonna cave in on itself. So make sure if you are stacking things on top of each other to have some supports in there. So I'm gonna get the measurement from basically between here and there, and I'll see how well that supports it. And if it doesn't support it as much as I would like it to, because these are going to be quite heavy, I'm going to cut another piece to go on the top here that all three of these enclosures will sit on, so the weight will be spread over it a little bit more evenly, rather than just in the points of contact on the bottom of this. Make sure if you do your overall measurement, which would be from the outside with like the top of it all the way to the bottom, that you need to take off your material. What I mean is, this is 20 mil, 25, no, this is 20 mil. This is 20 mil, and that is 20 mil. So if I was to measure from the outside here to the outside down there, you would have to take 40 mil off of it. If your enclosure is 15 mil, then you would have to take 30, and if it was 25, you'd have to take 50 mil, and so on and so forth. Because yeah, that's how it works. We're gonna go measure up. I don't even remember what it was. It was 600. Yeah, right, it was 600. All right, write down your measurements. Yeah. Also, I'm gonna measure out the top of this enclosure and see if I've got a big enough piece of plywood to even cut a bit for it if I need to. So grab your level out and make sure your cut's level. Measure what you need to cut for your thing. Crank some tunes, put some earplugs in, cut your bit of wood, and then realize that this little Ryobi thing doesn't have enough bass, so get a bigger stereo. So I picked up these bits of board. Some dude was basically just giving them away. I got a few of them. I was gonna make a sub box out of some of it. But it turns out I damaged quite a bit of it chopping it up, because I rush chopped it. There was quite a few nasty things that should have taken my time to get them nicer, but doesn't really matter. They were free, and I'm going to use them for stuff like this and just emergency bits of wood. It's handy to have them lying around. I'm just going to measure this out, and then I'm going to chuck this on it and run the saw, which is just little Ryobi circular handheld battery operated saw. Run it down that bit of aluminium as a straight guideline, so hopefully I work out the measurements properly. I've got the piece of metal down, clamped down, and I'm just going to run the saw down it to give me a nice straight cut, straight-ish cut. Yep. I'm just going to give it a quick blower just to get all of this dust off of it, then give it a little wipe down, and then blow off the saw, because the saw gets absolutely chocked with dust like everywhere through it, and then I go chuck it inside, and then I get yelled at. So let's not get in trouble. Now this bit's completely cut. Look at it. Look, it's fairly straight. Look, this is straight, and that's kind of straight. So I'm pretty happy with that. So I think I'm gonna wait for my missus to get home, and then I gotta go take the frog enclosures off, and then put this underneath the frog enclosures. I've got the support in there, and then I just eyeballed it a little bit down here to check out whether or not it's still bowing. And unfortunately it is still bowing a little bit, but that's alright, because it's not as bad. Basically the idea of that, and I'm pretty sure you get it, is the back is supported by the back piece, the back wall bit, but there is no support at the front. And then you've got the glass that slides underneath it, but if this bows down too much, you'll start putting pressure on the glass, and it can become hard to open. This enclosure down here is bone. I should be putting, maybe we will do that one as well. So I put one down there and one there. I thought I'd just do it while I was at it, but the girl in there is not very happy, so that is why there is a curtain on there, if anyone wanted to know. The curtain just helps so she doesn't see me when I'm in here. I'm just leaving her alone. Normally she was really good. She was really good when she started getting cooled down and then heated back up again. She started getting like real antsy, but if you pull her out, she's completely fine. So I don't want her to really associate me as a threat every time I go in there. Just giving her some peace and quiet. Yeah, well, now that's done, I'm gonna start moving these down, and if I can't do that, I'm gonna have to wait for Mandy to come home so she can help me. And then I'll put that piece of wood on the top of it. I may screw the wood down. We'll see how slippery it is on there, and we'll see where we go from there. Hell, I wasn't expecting that. For some reason I cut the measurements for the bottom tank because I wanted to know how long the bottom tank was, and turns out it's that long. So I wrote down the measurements for this one and I cut for that one. I don't know why I did that, but I think I'm gonna leave it sticking out like this as a shelf, and I'm gonna get some board and just put it here and there and just have that closed in, like a little shelfy area. But I mean, this seems to fit well on there, and that gives this a whole lot more strength, and it's got the supports all the way from the bottom to the top. And the bottom enclosure is on a big bit of wood as well, so that's got support already down the bottom, and now there's a little bit more wood up the top here. I screwed them down. There's 2 screws here and over there, and just 1 screw down that end, just to stop it from sliding around, because the last thing I want is somebody to bump this and send all of the enclosures flying. Also, I'm gonna leave the frogs again for today. I'll go change their water, just because there's only a little bit, but I think we're gonna make an enclosure for the frogs, but it may not work for the frogs again. But if it doesn't work for the frogs, I'm just gonna leave it set up until I find something that does suit it, because I want to make it and it's a good excuse, and I'm sure the frogs will use it. But I want to put another waterfall in there. Like I want an enclosure, a planted enclosure, and honestly, I don't even care if it doesn't have anything in it. I think I'm just gonna make it and whatever, because I have 3 of these, so 1 wasted for now. Maybe I'll find a gecko that suits the high humidity. I don't know. But I'll find something eventually, and if I don't, well, then we'll put a toy in it and we'll call it whatever that toy is. This is home. So yeah. So I'm gonna leave you to it, because I promised my son that I'd do some stuff with him, and they just got back. I'm gonna go hang out with him. I've just got the frog enclosure back where the other one was, and I might go to Bunnings and grab some more silicone and silicone this tonight, so we don't have to be waiting days and days and days and days and days to be able to do it. If not, I will do that tomorrow. So I managed to con Eli into coming to Bunnings with me, so that counts as doing something with the kids. We're just we're grabbing some silicone and maybe some more cocoa peat. So there's a lot that's about to happen. I've either got to pay somebody to do it or hire a bobcat or a little thing, and I've got to level all of this over to that tree, all the way back to that wall, and all the way through there, because I'm building a shed there. Also, we're building a limestone wall out the front, which needs to be completely, like everything in the front of the house needs to be gone soon. And then the retaining wall goes in, and then we level it out, and then there's more room. And then that's the kids area, And when they grow old and move out, I put a turtle pond out the front. Alright guys, thank you for watching. Take it easy, stay awesome, and remember, you can't fail if you try. See you later.